Okay, here we go. Let's introduce our players. Here, spawning at the bottom left corner of the map. Here, he is the, I guess, pink Terran player. Representing Team Afrika Freaks. Make some noise for TY. And spawn here at the top right corner of the map is the blue Zerg player. Playing for the Kai Z Gaming team. It is Solar. Kaino letting me know that this channel is listed as CSGO. Yeah, we actually had a CSGO event earlier on, so I'm gonna, thank you for reminding me. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure to update that after this game, and make sure it's on StarCraft 2. But anyhow, we have ourselves a TVZ here on Pillars of Gold. Looks like we don't have any cheeses coming out. Now, one of the weaknesses historically from Solar is that he doesn't deal well with proxy cheeses, but this is a best of 11, so we should never ever count out TY going for any cheeses, especially in a long series like this. I definitely expect him at least one of these games to go for it, but it seems like he is going to go ahead and start off this game number 1 pretty standard here. No shenanigans happen around, just kind of feeling out each other. Now, it's important to note that the DreamHack Last Chance tournament is actually happening in a couple of days, in like 2 days, I believe, and it's going to be going throughout this whole week. So I'm not sure if these players are going to be hiding some of their builds, or maybe they're even going to be testing some of the builds that they might want to go for during that tournament. Of course, that Last Chance tournament is going to be very high stakes, a lot of prize pool, but also it's a way to get into position. TY currently holding on to the number 1 spot in terms of points. I'm sure he wants to hold on to that. Of course, that is thanks a lot to the 2 GSL tournaments that he won in the year of 2020. Solar, though, he is actually on the edge. He is on 12th place, hanging on to the last spot to qualify for the main stage of IEM Global Finals. So of course he definitely want to hold on to that, or maybe even, I'm not sure if he has enough points to be able to get ahead into maybe 11th place. But either way, both these players, I'm sure, are gonna try to do their best in that tournament. In the meantime, they are gonna go ahead and try to do their best here on this into the Alpha X Ultimate Battles. We do see the Reaper here jumping in and out, just making sure he can kind of get any scouting done, or maybe even kill some creep tumor. But Solar are gonna be able to position his queens in the right area to make sure that those creep tumors are safe. Looks like we have a 1-1-1 build coming out here for Solar, or sorry, TY. Gonna be loading up some units here into the medevac while sending some of his units to the left side. I'm sure these units are here to kind of distract the queens, so that they're not in the main base while this drop heads right into the main base. But this is not a really dangerous army here. I think the main danger of this army is just the Widow Mine. Make sure if he can kind of get us a nice connection. And so far, no response here. Oh my god! Oh no, that is what I'm talking about. Getting some nice juicy drones there. 8 in fact for 1 Widow Mine. I mean, TY couldn't have asked for a better start here. At the same time, he was trying to harass with these 2 Hellions. Won't get any damage done, but I think the damage that he wanted to has been found with those 8 drones. That Widow Mine was able to not only... Oh, actually, never mind. Died. I was about to say, if he was able to save that Widow Mine, that would have been even better. But, I mean, it doesn't matter. He got the damage done, and that's exactly what he needed. And as you can see, you know, Solar's still ahead in the drone count, but not as ahead as he would like at this stage of the game. And TY is not letting up. He is going to go ahead and continue this harassment, this time around with 4 Hellion drop. The problem here for Solar is that he has no Overlord right at the kind of the cliff area here. So this drop is going to go ahead and commence, but will he get enough drones before he gets out? Oh, some of these drones are stacking up, and 7 drones going down. And once again, TY finding some nice, juicy worker kills here. Let's take a look at the overall units lost tab. Seems like we have 15 drones coming down here for Solar. Nice start from TY. Losing very minimal amount of damage, or units rather. And very efficient trade here for TY. Sorry about that. Almost typed into the observer chat. But anyhow, let's see here. So far, Solar is going crazy on the worker counts. Just droning up like a madman, up to 68, losing all those workers. He's like, I'm gonna have to invest a lot of minerals into making these drones. Now, the con side of that is that he's not gonna have a lot of units at the moment, which means that he's gonna have to rely on these banelings to hold off any attack that comes from TY. Luckily for him, TY has yet to go ahead across the map. He's actually going to go ahead and expand into his dirt base, establish his dirt CC, make sure he gets that up and running. While Solar, on the other hand, just finished the Spire there. So that's going to definitely help with these drops, making those muleless. However, he is yet to make those immuneless only because he needs to make sure he does not die to any attack. Right now, he doesn't really have a lot of vision. He doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't have any Ling spotters to see any move out from the army of TY. And now he just sends there. Unfortunately for him, he just barely... Okay, now he just barely catches the army movement out there. So, more units on the production tab. And Solar going for a counterattack, actually. There's actually not a lot here. Actually, there's a bunker. So nice little bunker placement will help defend somewhat against this attack. However, TY is attacking on the Solar side of his base as well. Does forces a nice cancel here, but mutants are out. So if TY is not careful, he does not want to overextend and lose all these units. Now, granted, these are not a lot of units. Oh, actually, as I say that, I just panned down to the camera, down to this whole chunk of army here. So, never mind what I said. Yeah, TY's got to be careful not to just load up into his medevacs and fly back, because these mulists will be able to kind of fly over them and catch and get on top of them. So, got to be careful with these army positioning. TY is going to go ahead and send over his second reinforcement over. Or maybe he's just going to go ahead and attack on the other side, clear out some of these creep tumors. But Solar is kind of doing a nice job, kind of zoning the army of TY, making sure he doesn't go quite in. And that's one of the good things about spreading creep so early in the game, right? You get to kind of not only get vision of the opponent army move out, but also, you know, kind of slow down the army push out, or the army attack rather, because I'm sure TY probably would have pushed in if there was no creep onto that, I guess, fourth base, the initial fourth base. It seems like Solar has kind of expanded to the left side as his fourth, but the downside of this is that it is mostly close corners or close distance between his base and TY's base. So TY is going to be able to kind of get on top of that base pretty quickly with his army. And look at there, he's already starting to move out, starting to clear out the creep tumors. Solar getting into nice positioning here. Got a nice chunk of banelings and lings, and mutalisks are going to fly back to help reinforce this army. Yeah, there's going to be so much baneling here, and this will be cleaned up no problem at all. Pretty easy cleanup there. And now all that TY has left is just Marines, and that is pretty scary. But oh, actually, nice Nice door there to kind of get some nice damage output on those Mutalisks. Nice split as well. Does save a lot of Marines there. Of course, Solar was playing on off of creep, so it was a bit harder to get those connections, but some nice micro there by TY as well. So as you can see, a lot more resources here. Almost double the amount of resources lost in terms of the mineral count by Solar. So TY has been pretty much more efficient throughout this whole game, but Solar, he did drone up really well in the early game to make sure that he kind of made up for all those lost drones. But this time around, at this as we head on to the 11-minute mark, we do have TY actually ahead in the worker supply. That is never a good thing. Now, as a tavern, you don't really need that much workers, especially with the combination of meals. But I guess it's never a bad thing until he does max out and probably wants to kind of trade out some of these workers. Maybe get a bank first, actually, before he trades out some of these workers. We do have kind of two battles at two fronts. Mutalisks will be cleaning up the right side, but the main issue for Solar here is, can he clean up the left side army here? Looks like he's just going to yeah, he does have enough actually to clean up the rest. So we'll survive another day. We'll keep that base up and running. At the same time, Hive is on the way, so Solar is going to go ahead and start teching up to that tier 3 units, like maybe the Ultralists or Broodlords. Now, I would assume that maybe Broodlords will be the way, but I mean, this is a pretty open map, so Ultralists wouldn't be such a bad idea. Oh, just missed that. He just flew right by that medevac there. Unfortunately, wasn't able to pick that off. But he was just headed straight into the main base, trying to get some SAV damage done. Does get some decent workers, but I think TY can afford to lose some workers. Actually, it's probably a good thing that he loses some of these workers, as he was kind of oversaturated on that front. In the meantime, TY once again pushing at this left side base here. Also doing a nice little drop onto the 5th base on the further out top right, or top left rather. And yeah, he is putting some nice pressure on Solar. Solar is going to have to engage at some point, or just leave this base. Just let it get killed. But I don't think Solar has any intention of that. He is feeling confident enough to get on top of this army, and once again pushes that back. But as all this action is happening onto the left side, there's another right side drop here. TY is being so good with his multitask. And this is what you want to do in the wide map like this. You want to go ahead and attack at the left side and the right side. I mean, these bases are very spread out, and TY is taking full advantage of that. Alright, looks like Solar gonna go ahead and send those Mutalisks to the south side base here. Now, there are some couple of turrets, so actually he's just gonna be diving right onto it. He does have the +1 flyer attack, so that is going to do pretty well for these Mutalisks. But there is another drop harass here onto the main base. Actually does take out. Oh, nice Widow Mine hit there. But anyhow, he takes out Adrenal Gland, so these Lings are not going to be going to Super Saiyan mode. We'll have to remake that spawning pool and research it once again. But TY is just all over the map here. It's just pulling Solar left and right. Solar trying desperately to make sure he kind of positions his army in the right place. So far, he's doing a decent job. It could be a little bit better. I don't think he wants to lose 7 drones, but I mean, at the same time, there's not a lot of losses here. He hasn't lost any significant, buildings of some sort. Maybe the slowing down of the spawning pool Adrenal Glands upgrade, but I mean, that's not like the most important right now. So I mean, he still has his Ultralisk Den. He's still making Ultralisk in the production tab. He just needs to stabilize a little bit here to make sure that he has the optimal amount of units to kind of go for the attack himself instead of trying to play on the defensive end. Yeah, so TY's just relentless, trying to keep up the pressure here. Because the Mulists are not joined up in this left side fight, these medevacs keeps lifting up these Marines and pulling them back to safety. So some nice job there. Solar might want to go ahead and probably rejoin his Mutalist with the main army and just go for an attack. But I mean, he's still a bit scared here because he keeps getting dropped harassed onto the right side. So he's trying to keep his Mulist onto the right side to make sure that he doesn't get dropped into the main base. But anyhow, once again, another skirmish out here in the left side. Looks like Solar will be able to hold down the fort there, but that's only half of his TY's army. The other half is actually onto the right side. Gets another snipe on that hatchery. Seems like that hatchery is cursed, unfortunately. The big question is, can he get that base by the end of this game? I hope he does, because this is looking like a game that's heading into the very, very late game here. By the way, guys, this is just game number 1 of this best of 11 series. We're going to have all 11 maps played. So if this is any indication of how this series is going to go, we're in for quite a treat here. Yeah, so far, TY is just dictating the pace of this game. Solar just playing defensively, over and over again. At some point, he is going to have to decide that he is going to go for the push here himself instead of trying to play defensive. Because if he keeps playing defensive, TY is just going to slowly but surely kill him in a very slow manner of a way. But you know what? He does have his creep kind of in the middle. So if he can maybe start creeping a little bit forward, he might be able to set himself in a great position to just go for it. Looks like he does feel confident enough to go for it. And finally, the tables have turned. It is now TY going for the defensive play here, as Solar is on the the offensive end. But remember, this is not all his army. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh, these wooden mines once again getting some nice juicy overkills. Once again, TY. This base just keeps going down for the millionth time. By the way, maybe Solar just want to go ahead and go for this base instead. I mean, that base seems like it's never ever going up. But some nice good trades there by both players. A lot of action going across the map. So far, let's take a look here. Oof, that is a lot of resources lost from both players here. Both players doesn't even have any bank left, so they got to be careful. They do not want to just casually lose their army for nothing. They want to get some good value trades, because they're not going to be able to remax quite as easily without that bank. Once again, Solar retaking that base. I'm going to bet once again. If you have a bet for every time that base went down, you would be a rich man or a woman. But anyhow, once again, going for that attack on that area. At the same time, Solar going for a counterattack once again, trying to cut off the reinforcements here, which is pretty smart. Oh, but some nice connection on that wooden mine. These wooden mines just so effective for TY. But now Solar is gonna get on top of the main base here, on the top of the production tab. So I mean, TY might need to go ahead and retreat some of his army, but at the same time, he has a majority of his army here at the at Solar side. But he's definitely gonna have to reestablish and stabilize his main base, because you don't want to get all your production on top of by swarm units. Anyhow, Solar gonna go ahead and clean up the majority of TY's army here. And finally, I think finally that base survives. But oh my god, nice little spread there. A lot of Marauders still left over. That's going to definitely help against the Ultralisk, but unfortunately it doesn't help quite as much against the Mutalisk. However, the good side is that the Mutalisk are dwindled in numbers. Hey, Size Matter, hi, greetings. Happy to see all you familiar faces in the live chat. But anyhow, we have ourselves a really awesome game here. 21 minutes. And yeah, it's a pretty tight game still. TY, he is quite down below in terms of the worker count, but he is pretty much ahead on the army count, the army supply, by decent amounts. Unfortunately, that fight didn't quite go as well as he would have liked. So it looks like he will Solar will be able to even up the army supply a bit there. Oh my, Solar going for that expansion towards TY's side of the base. I mean, actually, it's pretty smart. There's really nothing here. I mean, he did destroy the base here, so I mean, there's really not a lot to worry about. He might need to kind of position some of his army there, make sure that there is no attack that's coming that way. But so far, Solar he's doing it okay in the terms of the economic end, but on the army supply end, not doing quite as well. And we've seen so many scenarios of this type throughout the history of StarCraft, where one player is way ahead in the worker supply lead, and the other is pretty far behind in the army supply lead. So Solar is going to be really important for Solar to try to buy enough time for himself. He is going to try to go for a counterattack, a little bit of a counterattack. Does do pretty well, but looks like TY, oh, actually he does force his TY to kind of retreat a bit. So actually this is a pretty nice move here for Solar. Oh, but another Withermind hit on the Mutalisk. Now the Mutalisk count is down to 4, which is kind of quite puny, but it seems like Solar is kind of relying more on Lings, Banelings, and Ultralisk, so I think he is quite fine losing those Mutalisks for the time being. At the same time, I mean, he's really kind of buying himself enough time, but not a great idea to be training his army. Oh no, what's the use of buying enough time to kind of get more army up if you're gonna just lose the rest of your other army? So I don't agree with that decision there by Solar. Unfortunately for him, TY will take a game 1 of this series. And what a game here. What a game to start. Alright, let me go ahead and try to update the game here, currently showing as Counter-Strike. Size Matter asking, is it only a solo cast today? Yep, unfortunately, no one is joining me, so I'll be solo casting for the time being. But if anyone wants to join, feel free. Oh wait, actually, let me go ahead and update the game here. StarCraft 2. There we go. All right, so TY gonna be heading into game number 2 with a 2-1. Oh no, sorry, 1-0 lead, and we're gonna be going into game number 2 here on Jagannatha. Just a reminder about how this event is happening, or the rules of this event. By the way, if you want to check it out, you can also type into the live chat !bracket or !B to bring up the Wikipedia page. The Wikipedia page also explains how this event works. So basically, it's a best of 11, but all 11 maps are played. Each map win will result in $20 for the winner. So if you win 5 games, you win $100, it seems. And if someone happens to win all 11 maps, they get awarded $300, which is pretty decent, but it's just going to be a tough task, especially since both these players are pretty good in their own right. All right, so let's head into game number 2 on Jagannatha. Here we go. At the bottom left corner of the map, he is the pink Terran player playing for Africa Freaks. Give it up for TY. And spawning here at the top right, gonna be the Blue Zerg playing for KaiZ Gaming. Make some noise for Solar. Alright, so Jagannatha, a little bit different from Pillars of Gold. First off, Jagannatha is a pretty more narrow, at least, kind of map, so it's not quite as wide. So I guess it's a bit easier to kind of defend drops compared to Pillars of Gold. And one similarity though is that all the bases are pretty far away still. If you can see, like, if you kind of expand there's a huge area. There's another huge area. You expand to the other side. So it'll be interesting to see where Solar expands to. Of course, this map does have 2 potential third bases. So we'll see which expansion he does take. In the meantime, opening up pretty similar to last game. Nothing too crazy thus far. And still feeling each other out. Now again, this is really close to the last chance tournament, so we might see these players kind of solidifying their builds, or they might go ahead and try to throw a build out here to test it out, make sure if there's any kinks to work out before that last chance tournament. Alright, Reaper's gonna go ahead and jump in here, be greeted by that queen. Will he come in? It seems like he's just kind of a little bit undecisive there for a second, but does decide to ultimately leave and make sure to keep that Reaper alive. The Reaper will, of course, scout that third base, make sure Solar is not stuck on 2 bases, because if the Zerg is stuck on 2 bases still at this point, you're gonna be, your spidey senses will start tingling and be wondering, what is this Zerg up to? Is he going for a 2-base meterless attack of some sort, or is this something like a Nidus play come in, really quick Nidus play? But confirming that third base does put a little bit of ease on his mind. And once again, TY going with that 1-1-1 build. This time around, not opening up with that medevac. Of course, last game, we did see TY getting 15 drones kills off the bat. I mean, that was a really great start. I mean, at that point, I think TY was in pretty good shape throughout the game. But this time around, TY is opening up with a Banshee instead, Cloak Banshees. These Hellions are going to be able to run by here. Does get 5 drones. Can he get more? All 4 Hellions are still alive, but nice surround there on with these Lings. And we'll clean up the rest. Well, definitely better than last game for sure. I mean, 15 drones is way more than 5. So I think Solar will be at least a little bit satisfied with that. Of course, he probably would have been more satisfied if he lost 0 drones. But, I mean, considering the situations, cleaning up all those 4 Hellions, as you can see, as well as the Reaper, of course, losing 5 drones isn't quite as damaging. Alright, Overlords for Solar will fly in here. Gets a look at what is happening. Does scout that tech lab from the starport is jiggling. cloak is just finished. It seems like TY is waiting for his second Banshee. Now you might be wondering, why is he not flying out with that first Banshee? Now, of course, he could have gone in with the first Banshee, but remember, Banshees takes 2 shots to kill a single drone. So if you can double it up with 2 Banshees instead, he can just basically one-shot the drones, and it makes it easier to micro. But of course, Solar does got the Spore Colors up, got those queens in place, so he shouldn't lose too much drones here, I don't think. Oh, does lose a Banshee right there. Of course, Banshee is one of those units where even if the opponent scouts it and prepares for it, it just somehow finds some sort of damage. As you can see, 4 drones going down, even though there's Spore Colors and Queens in place. That's one of the great things about Banshees. They just find damage somewhere, even if it's a little bit. Unfortunately for him, he does lose one of the Banshees. I'm sure he should have wanted to save both Banshees, so that he can kind of go ahead and fly back home and get it repaired, and kind of go back for another swipe at it into the mineral lines. But gonna have to make do with that one Banshees. In the meantime, TY is gonna go ahead and go for that double medevac marine drop here. Looks like Solar does have a good amount of units though. Shouldn't be able to lose too much during this fight. Yep, nice transfuse there. Doesn't quite lose anything. Gonna go ahead and quickly reestablish that creep tumor. I'm wondering, did he get notice of that force base? Yeah, he did get notice of that force base. So we might see TY going for a drop into the main base and attacking that left side fourth base at the same time. I think that would be a pretty good move. So far, the creep spread has not gone quite as far. So I think TY may be able to get on top of that, especially since this area right here is a really great position to kind of siege up tanks. And it looks like, yeah, TY is heading right in that direction. Unfortunately, he's not actually going for any drops of some sort. But there are mulists out here, so even if he went for a drop, it might have been caught out in the middle of nowhere. All right, here we go. TY looking to get some nice damage here. Sea Shanks are sieged up. Gotta be careful not to leave them alone though. There are mulists that is able to snipe them off. The other reinforcements are trying to go up here, but before those reinforcements joins up, Solar is gonna clean up this attack. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, and will push TY back here. And now he is giving chase. Will he chase it? Nope. Actually, let's up. He's gonna go ahead and try to fly these mulists to the right side, knowing that there is a vulnerability onto the right side. Luckily for him though, TY has not actually flown in any medevacs towards that side. He's actually retreated all the way back into his dirt base. Alright, looks like 1-1 is about to finish. +1 melee and +1 armor. Also the +1 flyer attack. That should definitely help out with any future engagements here. TY fanboy in the chat saying that's why siege tank base timing against Zerg sucks. Yeah, I mean sometimes it works out, sometimes it don't. It really depends on if the Zerg is prepared or not. During that time, you know, remember TY didn't have all his army with his attack, so that army was just a little tad bit smaller than he would have liked. And plus, Solar was kind of aware of the move out, I believe. So he was able to kind of clean that up rather easily, without any significant damage on his end. All right, looks like both players are just macroing up right now, trying to find some kind of vulnerabilities with these Mulists here and there, trying to see if there's any openings he can abuse. But for the most part, he is going to go ahead and just macro up, tech up, getting that hive tech once again. As we can see from the last game, you know, trying to go for that Ultralist. Well, I'm guessing he's going to go for Ultralist once again, just based off of last game. Because last game he did go for the same unit composition, Ling, Bailing, Mutalisk, and he went eventually into Ultralist. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. TY did have the Ghost to counter it. Also some Marauders as well. Some nice split there out in the middle, where the creeps were not evident there. So he was kind of able to fight off a creep and snipe those Ultralisks, and there wasn't really quite a lot of Ultralisks actually. There was only like a couple here and there in the army. This time around, let's see if a Solar can get a bit more Ultralisks into his army. Right now he is going to go ahead and try to go for a counterattack. Oh, nice catch there on that medevac drop. Shuts that down immediately. There's only one turret here to defend, but the rest of the reinforcement is going to go ahead and defend this base here. And TY once again going for the multi-prong attack. But he's got to be careful. He is fighting on creep. There's still a lot of banelings here. And oh man. Pushes TY all the way back. There are still two medevacs full of units though. Going to the left side. But the creep and the Overlords does scout this. And you see immediately Solar going and placing his army in position to defend against that. Is the Mulist coming? Yep, the Mulists are coming back home. And looks like these are gonna be dead. No, you might want to just drop it. Actually just splits them off. Might want to go ahead and drop the rest. At least do any damage as you can, right? If you're gonna die, just go out with a Blaze of Fury. In the meantime, TY trying to go for an attack while that drop gets shut down, but to no avail. I mean, this creep tumor is a lot better compared to the last game, as you can see. It has definitely helped out in terms of scouting the drops as well as the army move out. Alright, looks like Solar is going to go ahead and fight heads up to this army. There's not a lot here actually. I think possibly Solar might be able to just overwhelm TY here. We shall see. There's only one Thor here. Some Marauders to tank up some of these Bailing damage, but these Bailing can just go right into the mineral line and kill all these SCVs at the same time though. That fourth or that third base or the fourth base is getting annihilated as well, and Solar will overswarm the Terran here and tie up the series. So well done and well played by our Zerg player here. Unfortunately, we won't have a 11-0 by both players, but we're gonna have ourselves a nice little series start. Yep, this is a best of 11, all maps played, so it is gonna be a long day, definitely. Especially since that first game took like 20 something minutes, 21 minutes or something like that. We might have another game that goes for like 40 minutes or something, but who knows? Who knows? So far, no cheeses, so seems like no games has ended quickly, but here we go. Dirt game is going to be on Submarine, so who knows? We might have ourselves a quick game because this map seems to have very quick games or either very quick games or very long games. It's like one or the other. Remember to drink water, Snoopy. Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and take that moment to drink. Thank you for the reminder. All right. Countdown has begun. Game is loading here. Guys, who are you rooting for? Are you rooting for Solar or are you rooting for TY? Here we go. Spawning at the bottom right corner of the map, we have ourselves the pink Terran player playing for Afrika Freaks. Give it up for TY. Size mattered. Rooting for Zound. Just kidding. Going for TY. Alright, nice. Here, spawning at the top left corner of the map is the blue Zerg player playing for KaiZ Gaming. It is Solar. Oh, you like the pink color too? Yeah, I could see why. It's a pretty nice color. I feel like TY might have a bit more fans just because TY has kind of reached a higher level than Solar. I mean, last year TY won not one but 2 GSLs. I mean, in any given year, winning 1 GSL is good enough, but winning 2 GSL, that is a pretty great year to start off with. And that is the reason why he is number 1 right now in terms of the points in the overall Korea standings. Solar still doing pretty okay on 12th place. Although Solar, he's gotten a lot of points, I think, because he participates in so many events rather than, you know, placing high in the tournament results. Size matter, noting how blue this Overlord is. Maybe he's right now, you know that song it's like Blue by FL65, I think that, like, I'm blue, I'm a die or something like that. You know what I'm talking about, right? Maybe he's singing that song and he just turned blue. Very blue. Alright, we have ourselves a worker fight here. Who is gonna win? Oh, denied. Alright, so nice little deny here. Will force Solar to take actually the other base. It's going to be important for him to kind of clear the rocks though here. That is hovering over this third base, just right outside the third base, just because the tank siege positioning is so good there. It forces the Zerg to kind of go all the way around just to get this around, and you don't want that. You want to clear out the rocks, get as much surface area open so you can kind of get on top of the tank as quickly as possible and as efficiently as possible. Ah, man, I would love to see that meme, size matter, that Overlord meme with the song playing in the back or something to that sort. Alright, so let's take a look here. What do we have coming out of TY? 111 build coming out here once again for TY. I feel like that's kind of a little bit of a different playstyle compared to, let's say, Beyond, who would sometimes go for a 211 build. That old school build with the 2 medevacs marine play. TY, on the other hand, I feel like he's more of a 111 guy. I think he's just mostly comfortable with that opening, so, and you know, it's a good opening, solid opening, so I don't blame him. Alright, so Banshee's gonna be making his way across the map. This time around, not sending out or not holding off until he has 2 Banshees. Actually, sending out the first one immediately. Cloak is about to be done, and he's gonna actually catch Solar. Nice timing, because right now the Spore Crawlers are not up yet, and Lair has not done so. A lot of drones gonna be able to be sniped down here. Oh boy, things not looking quite as well for Solar compared to the last game. Last game he only lost 5 drones. First game he lost 15 drones. This time around he's already lost 10 drones. And this Banshee is going to go and make his way out alive as well. Might even get 11, 12 drones there. And gets out alive. I'm assuming Cloak is about to run out, but there are no queens in position to clean up the Banshee. Yeah, this Banshee deserves a medal right there. Look at that. 12 kills. 14 kills. Never mind. Oh wait, no, that's the life point. 13 kills, sorry. I was looking at the wrong tab there. Alright, TY gonna go for that double medevac marine drop here. Is he transitioning to tank? Yep, he is getting tanks. I like tanks on this map. It's a pretty good map for it. But at the same time, he is gonna go ahead and still go for that harass. Make sure to keep Solar down while he is down. Now, Solar, on the other hand, he did drone up a lot, like crazy, to catch back for all the lost workers in the beginning. He's at 66 to 55 worker lead, but again, his army does suffer a little bit because of that. Alright, TY still being annoying with those Banshees. Getting some more worker kills. Really nice, nicely done there by TY. And on a small map like this, it's going to be a lot more difficult to hold on to that tank push once it happens, because the reinforcements are going to be coming quite quickly compared to like the other maps. Because again, this map is pretty short, so making your way across the map is a lot quicker compared to a different map. Alright, let's see how Solar does from this point forward, because I would say he is a little bit behind there. I mean, TY got the 1-1 upgrade lead. Look at Solar in the production tab. Has not even yet researched plus 1-1. So, and already TY is researching 2-2. So, yeah, Solar is going to be definitely behind on the upgrades count. And that's never a good thing against a Terran player, because Terran players with their Marines, they have a lot of DPS. So those upgrades are even more important compared to, let's say a Cyclone instead, right? Because the Cyclone, they attack a lot more slowly than a Marine does. All right, nice cleanup there. That's the kind of the nice win that Solar needs to kind of keep himself into the game. But of course, TY did have that drop commencing into the main base. All the army is kind of retreating back home to try to clean that up. But is it going to be coming back in time to save that spawning pool? It looks like he is going to go ahead and instead focus fire on these mutalisks instead. Oh, nice hit there. But GG, Solar is going to go ahead and GG out. I think he GG'd out just because he recognizes how quite far behind he is. That drop wasn't really quite significant for him to GG out, but I think, being that he's on 4 bases compared to the 4 bases of TY and how far behind he is in terms of the upgrade lead, I don't blame him for GGing out. Anyhow, TY is going to go ahead and take the 2-1 series lead here. Again, this is a best of 11, so plenty of opportunities for Solar to come back. Obviously, it's not about how badly or if you win or lose. I think it's just how badly you win or lose, because each map win does result into $20. So even if you lose 6-5, let's say, at least you get like $100 from it, from the 5 wins, right? So you want to lose as if you're gonna lose, you don't want to lose by like 9-2 instead. You know, you want to make it a close series so that you kind of get all the money that you can from the event. Alright, looks like we're heading into Lightshade LE as our 4th map. Let's go ahead and introduce the players here. On the top left side of the map is the pink Terran player hailing from Korea and playing for the team of Freaka Freaks. Give it up for TY. TY fanboy in the chat saying TY surprisingly looked good in this series, and I gotta say, I agree. He currently looks pretty good in this series thus far. Let's see if he can keep it up. Anyhow, in the bottom right, you have the blue Zerg player, also hailing from Korea, playing for Kaizi Gaming. Give it up for Solar. Alright, Solar being just a little bit cautious here. Gonna go ahead and send out that drone just to scout the outskirts of his bases. Make sure there's no proxies here that's gonna be able to catch Solar off guard. TY fanboy in the live chat saying normally in these kinds of show matches he doesn't look good. This is coming from me, who is a big TY fan. You know what? I'm not gonna argue about that because I actually haven't seen TY in best of 11 matches quite as often, but I'm gonna take your word for it. I trust you. I trust the TY fanboy. Size Matter saying I'm a huge fan of Zaun. You know what? I gotta say, I think a lot of people have been made a fan in the year, especially in the year 2020 of Zaun. I think Zaun has definitely made a name for himself with a really nice, entertaining playstyle as well. So yeah, I feel like Alpha X picked up a lot of entertaining Protosses in Zaun and Australia. They're really, really great to watch and fun to view as a viewer. Alright, a little bit of back and forth here. Doesn't lose. Oh, I think he only lost like 1 ling, right? Yeah, 1 ling. So not too shabby. Some great micro from both players. Solar keeping that drone alive and TY keeping that Reaper alive. We'll make his way into the main base here. Of course, this is the map that does have a cliff area, so it makes Reaper jumping in and out a bit easier. Now, it's interesting to note that this map does have 2 potential dirt bases, and Solar has taken the bottom base, which is a bit closer to his opponent's base. So we might actually see Solar on the more on the aggressive end. He might be preparing for a big attack here, but at the same time, I see a lot of Zergs take this base only because there's a lot of wide open spaces. So it's not the worst place to expand. Also, you can kind of spread your creep a bit faster to your opponent's side. See, if he expanded right here, the tanks could be sieged up here, and it makes it harder to defend here. So you can see a lot of Zerg players kind of expand there, just because of the wide open area. Makes defending any attack a bit easier, especially siege tank pushes. Now, of course, we do see siege tanks being placed on the top, but it's like so far back that Zerg players would rather We'd rather take the expansion there. Anyhow, Solar's gonna go ahead and start spreading those creeps. Actually gonna head into roaches. Now we've seen Solar playing Ling and Bailing Mutalisk throughout the series in the first 3 games. This time around, gonna actually change it up, which I like. I'm gonna go for roaches, and I really like this decision. First of all, you're changing up the army composition, so you're kind of changing up the dynamic, and also roaches. I feel like are much better on this map just because of the wide open areas. Makes it easier to kind of get any flank and set up any sandwiches. Alright, TY gonna go ahead and dive on in here with these Hellions. What does Solar have? Oh my! Does he have actually nothing? He has a couple of Queens here. But roaches are still in the production. These Hellions are gonna turn into Hellbats. Roaches are gonna start popping out from these hatcheries, but he's got to be careful not to lose these drones to these Hellbats. Oh man, you gotta flee away with these drones, but the rest of the reinforcement does arrive here. Oh no, these drones are gonna get barbecued by these Hellions. Already 8 drones going down there. There is a kind of a counterattack. Does get a few SCVs, but definitely TY getting the better end of that trade there. And now Solar is down to 48 workers compared to the 49 workers of TY. This time around, Solar, oh my god, once again, these Hellions just so relentless, not letting up, getting additional drones there. And let's see how many drones has gone down. 12 drones going down compared to the 4 of TY. So Solar is going to have to make do with this attack. He's going to have to get significant damage to kind of even up the worker count. So far, this Banshee is actually doing nice work, but still, TY doesn't have quite a lot of units here, and actually losing these SCV. Oh boy, the tides are turning. Is Solar going to be able to turn this game around and tie up the series? This Banshee still whacking away at these roaches and ravagers. This tank is just barely going to go down. Second Banshee coming out to help defend, but has the damage been dealt with? I think, yeah, I think Solar has managed to get enough, economic damage to pull himself back into this game. Now, keep in mind though, Solar only has 3 bases. He doesn't have a 4th hatchery even up and running, or even making in progress. So, as I say that, it's still not over, not quite over yet for TY. I mean, yeah, he is quite behind in the worker count, but he's got the mules. He's got even amount of bases. That we just see Solar throwing down his 4th base. He is taking up to Spire, by the way, but it's not quite over yet for TY. Still, I feel like it's still anyone's game. Army supply pretty even as well. However, the thing is, Stim is quite late. I mean, getting Stim around the 7-minute or 8-minute mark, not what you really want. But again, he did go for that Hellbat timing push, so it's understandable why that Stim pack is late. But he's gotta make sure to survive before any other attack that's incoming from Solar. Solar is gonna go ahead and dive in here with these small handful of Ling and roaches, but it's not going to do anything. I think the real damage are in the Mutalisks that are about to come out. And GG. Wow, he just GG's out. Alright, so you might be wondering why Solar just GG'd out. I think he got caught out. He caught eye of the Mutalisks, and he didn't really have any anti-air defense. He didn't have the Marines to deal with them. He just had tanks and Banshees and Hellions, and unfortunately, those 3 armies don't show up into air against Mutalisks. So TY would have been kind of scrambling to defend against the Mutalisks. So well done there. Oh wait. Yep. Well done there by Solar. We'll type the series. Size Matters in the chat saying TY and Beyond loves their mass Hellion push. Yeah, I've seen them really kind of utilize that build quite well, actually. Getting some nice quick wins. Even if it doesn't outright win them the game, it does significant damage. If the Zerg does not scatter, of course. If the Zerg prepares for it, you know, sometimes it kind of backfires, but usually it does pretty well for them. All right, 5th game here on the map of Oxide. Here, spawning for the Afrika Freaks is the red Terran player. Give it up for TY. And here, the blue Zerg player on the top right, fighting for the KaiZ gamers. It is Solar. All right, tied series right now. Both of these players earning themselves $40 a piece. Let's see if anyone decides to pull ahead and start racking up those $20. Again, each win is $20, and all 11 maps will be played. Alright, so this map is a little bit different from Submarine. Of course, Submarine a lot shorter, and I feel like not quite as large, or wide rather. Here on Oxide though, seems like a much more longer map, just because of the zigzaggy nature of the map layout, and also a lot wider. Size Matter in the live chat saying, I always thought Snoopy were a Singaporean because he sounded a bit like an Asian. No offense. No offense. Yeah, I mean, I am Asian, but I'm not Singaporean, unfortunately. I'm Chinese, but our boss, Sushi, is Singaporean, so that's a little known fact. Anyhow, we do see a sneaky little SCV here. Now, what is he up to? Is he just dancing around, or is he sightseeing, or is he proxying? It looks like a proxy starport on the way here for TY. And let's see what this is for. Is it going to be a Liberator? Is it going to be a Medevac? Is it going to be Banshees? Now, I'm thinking it's not going to be a Banshee, only because the positioning of the starport doesn't lend itself to a tech lab. If he was going to go for Banshees, he probably would have built the starport a little bit to the left side to make a room for that tech lab. So I definitely think it's going to be either a Liberator or a Medevac. Let's see. All right, looks like it's going to be a Medevac here. It makes sense. Hellions right here can kind of fly in with the Medevac there. And it actually could be pretty good for him, considering Solar, he doesn't have an Overlord on the right side, so his vision is not quite as far reaching. It might catch Solar off guard. He's definitely going to have to position an Overlord right here very, very soon. Oh boy. Oh, that Ling, I think, just barely missed it as well. Oh, man. Oh, wait, never mind. He just barely saw it. Wasn't able to position his Lings in place. But with some nice micro, TY will be able to save the majority. Pretty much save all these Hellions. Oh, my God. Look at that micro. All right. Not too shabby of a defense. Only losing 4 drones. Not too bad. It could have definitely been worse, for sure. Alright. Unfortunately, that Overlord does not scout the third CC, but he does scout the factory with the reactor. So he should be expecting either more Hellions or more Widow Mines. I think he's going to go ahead and build more Hellions here. Although I wouldn't mind if he did make some Widow Mines. So kind of go for that Widow Mine drop. We did see in the first game that one Widow Mine drop did so much damage, killing 8 drones in the early game. But as we're heading into the mid game, I think he might want to go ahead and make some more Hellions. Maybe go for a kind of a Marine Hellbat timing push. Maybe? Who knows? Well, at the very least, he is going to go ahead and go for a Marine drop. What do we have here? It looks like some banelings being made. Some units being positioned onto the right side, as that's still a possibility. I still don't like that he has yet to fly over in the Overlord there. There hasn't been any Vikings out in the field to make him scared of putting an Overlord there, so I'm not sure why. But at the very least, he is making a Spire, so once the Mutalisks are out, he should be a little bit more safer against any drops. But before then, there is going to be at least one medevac drop to commence before then. So TY doing the classic double prong attack on the left side and into the right side, into the main base. Let's see if Solar can defend this, how well he can defend against this. Oh, nice. Does clean out the rocks. That's definitely going to help out. Alright, some nice transfuses. We'll keep some of these queens alive. But this Marine drop here, gonna go ahead and force the drones off the mineral line. Oh, this Spore Color almost taking down that medevac. At least it does damage it low enough for the queens to clean up the rest. And with these banelings, should be able to clean up the rest of these lings, or these Marines and Hellbats without any problem. So nicely held there by Solar. Now Solar, I would love to see him to start kind of expanding, get that 4th base here up and running, get those creep tumors spread out a bit more, drone up a bit. He did just clean up a nice decent amount of army, so you shouldn't expect a huge force to be coming across the map. But there is a 4 Widow Mine drop here. Let's see how Solar does respond against this. Does he have the reaction time to make sure he doesn't lose to these Widow Mines? And here we go. Widow Mines are being dropped. So far, no drones has been pulled off. Okay, some nice decent split. I mean, it could have definitely been worse. At the same time, these Mutalisks are harassing the natural here. There's actually no turrets to defend, forcing some of these Marines to come back. But certainly, Solar losing a lot more drones compared to TY. And TY just out microing Solar there in the past minute or so. Oh boy, there's actually one more Widow Mine here behind the Spire. Does he see it? I don't think he sees it. That's a little bit unfortunate for him. Is it far enough? I think it's far enough to connect to the far right. Yeah. Anyhow, Solar is going to go ahead and make a one last ditch effort. This is it. If he does not clean up TY or make a significant damage. Oh, actually, never mind. He just has way more army. I guess like TY just, yeah, he was so ahead in the worker count, but just so far behind the army. So Solar makes do with the last big army attack. Oops, pressed the hotkey a little bit too much there. Sorry about that. So TY just throwing a bit too much in those attacks. Wasn't quite. I mean, he did get some decent drone kills, but again, those Solar just kept building up a huge amount of army and was just able to just go for the kill there. So looks like Solar will break the tie and will take the series lead 3-2 in this best of 11 series. Sushi in the live chat saying TY loves his Hellion drops. Yeah. Unfortunately for him, he didn't quite get as much drones during that Hellion drop. I mean, he definitely could have. I mean, if the Link did not scout that Hellion drop, I think it would have done so much more damage. Unfortunately for him, he just barely caught eye of that medevac drop and was able to get his Link in positioning in the correct position. And those Hellions were only able to get 4 drones, so definitely not what he wanted. I'm sure he wanted more than 4 drones during that Hellion drop. And remember, he proxied his starport, so he needed to fly back his starport all the way back home, which delayed some of the medevac productions. Destined One asking if the Time versus Dongrai Gru game is canceled. Nope, it is happening in 40 or so minutes. It starts at 4 a.m. Eastern time. Right now it's 3:19 a.m. in the East Coast here. So yeah, it's gonna be happening shortly. Of course, I'm predicting that this series will still continue then, but you can have both streams open if you want. All right, looks like we're headed into Romanticide. This is the 6th map. So what's left? What's the last map that's left? Oh, Death Aura. Death Aura will be our 7th and final map before the map resets. Oh wait, is it live? I thought it was at 4 p.m. or sorry, 4 a.m. The last time I checked, I thought it was set as 4. Yeah, Team Liquid is showing the Time versus Dongrai Gru matches in 41 minutes, or I guess 40 minutes right now. By the way, our lovely caster Grizzly will be casting that, so make sure to send her your love and your cheers. But in the meantime, we're gonna have ourselves game number 6 here on the map of Romanticide. Guys, are you ready to make love? Are you ready to make romance? These two players are certainly ready to join hands and kumbaya. Or maybe not. They're probably just trying to kill each other. But you know what? In love, there are heated moments where you want to kill each other. It's understandable. Alright. Here we go. Spawning at the top left corner of the map is the blue Terran player. Playing for Afrika Freaks. Playing from Korea. The number 1 player in terms of the EPT rankings. Give it up for TY. And spawn here at the bottom right side of the map is the red Zerg player playing for Kai Z Gaming. Give it up for Solar. Whoa. Wait, why did Destin get banned for 40 seconds? Huh. I guess someone banned him for 40 seconds. I'm not sure why I'm not sure why you got banned, but I'm sorry about that. Or maybe you did something. I don't know. All right. Anyhow, here we're gonna have a ZVT here on the map of Romanticide. Once again, no proxy. I'm actually pretty surprised. I think if people know Solar's weakness, it's definitely proxies. Early cheeses, not the best at holding them off. So I mean, at the same time, it is a 11 game series, so there's plenty of more opportunities to go for it. But it's coming down to the wire. It is a 3-2 series. It's getting close to that 6 wins that you need to clinch the series. Of course, this is kind of the format of this event lends itself to making sure you win as much maps as you can instead of whether you win or lose the series. But anyhow, we'll see how this game goes. Yeah, so last game we did see a proxy starport coming out of TY. I'm not sure if he's going to go for that once again. Actually, in fact, he is going for a super early third CC here. Wow. So TY is taking the very, very economic route. We'll see if it pays off for him. Looks like Solar is just going to scout around with the Ling. Make sure there's no proxies out in the map. Alright, rocks will be cleared out. Now, this map, I wonder if TY is going to go ahead and try to do that 4 Hellion drops once again here. Looks like he is not actually. Well, as I say that, I'm reminded of that third base. Of course, that factory will be a little bit later because he invested some of that minerals into making that third CC. But I was thinking like maybe TY could have gone for that 4 Hellion medevac drop just because this map is pretty big in terms of the main base. You can kind of drop in here and just like, or I guess right here, drop in here and then run in with the Hellions. But Solar smartly gonna go ahead and start sending those overlords to the dead space. Make sure he gets as much vision as possible. As you can see, another overlord here at the top side, or I guess the right side, in the dead airspace. Alright, TY is going to go ahead and start walling off here. Of course, throughout like kind of the mid and late game, Zerg players can go for those Baneling run-bys. So you definitely want to kind of wall this off at the front here. Makes it harder for the Baneling run-bys, or even the Ling run-bys in general, to go bypass the Terran player. So smartly, TY is going to wall that off. He might actually wall off on this side as well. We've seen some Terran players wall off right here, make it even extra safe. But as you can see, Solar is just going to be content with just killing the rocks here, opening up the avenues. Make sure he has opened up the surface areas so that maybe possibly he will, very probably, he will expand towards this side for his fourth base. It's much harder to get this fourth base just because of the siege area on the top right there. So it makes more sense for the Zerg player to kind of expand right here where there's a lot more open spaces, especially with the cleanup of the rocks. Alright, looks like TY is going to go ahead and stem on top of these queens. There are a good, decent amount of queens. Some nice transfused energy there. Energy getting quite a little bit low. Ooh, actually does lose one of the queens there, but will he have enough lings? He does have enough lings to push that back. And we'll go ahead and immediately get back to killing that rock. All right, layer is about to be done. Will we? What tech will we see? So far, I'm thinking it's going to be Mutalisk, especially since the composition is Ling, Baneling, and there's no Roach Warren at the same time. We should see the Spire coming down, so but he probably needs the extra gases for it, right? I'm assuming. Or maybe you just forgot about getting that gas. Sometimes you get the other gases, but you just forget getting the main base gas. Well, I guess another avenue is he can probably go for Infestation Pit, go straight into High Tech, because there are some Zergs that actually just bypass the Spire Tech, just go into Hive Tech, get that fast Ultralist then, and then just go for the kill. We could definitely see that, and actually, as I say that, he is throwing down that Infestation Pit, so we might see that. Yeah, without that gas, that's a kind of a good indicator that he doesn't want to go all gas mining, so that kind of limits the Mutalisk count. And right there, actually going for Hydralisk actually cancels it as he does see the attack commencing. So wants that extra gas to invest into to a few more Banelings to make sure he doesn't die to this attack. If he can clean this up, he can kind of tech into Hydralisk directly. He's going to have a Hive tech from that Infestation Pit. So it's more important to defend and hold off this attack before getting the Hydralisk. And plus, it's going to take a bit of time for the Hive to be done. So, here we go. Looks like a nice little spread there. A counterattack coming here for Solar. Busts through the main door. And these Marines gotta be microing their hearts out. But at the same time, Baneling's rolling in here. A lot of the front line siege tanks has been cleaned up. But TY desperately trying to hold off at this attack. There's 3 more Banelings left to clean up. Nice micro there, saves some of the Marines, but he still needs to clean up the rest of these annoying Lings. Oh, actually get the upgrade there. Nice pick off. These Lings doing a lot of damage, but does he have enough to hold off this attack? So far, it looks like he has. Yeah, it looks like he has a decent amount of army still left over. All the tanks has been cleared out. Only a bunch of Marines left, but he needs to buy some time for these Banelings to be morphed in. More reinforcement coming for the Blue Terran streaming across the map. Actually, no, wait, never mind. He's gonna retreat back home to clean up the rest of these Lings. 15 SCVs going down. Really great, significant damage there done by that counter attack, but with the Lings and Banelings. And Solar once again sending more Lings here onto the top side. There is no wall off at the right side, so these Lings are gonna go be running into an wide open, vulnerable third base, and once again more SCVs being killed here. The last tank does go down for TY, and TY is gonna lose a bunch of SCVs, go down all the way to 34 workers against the 80 of Solar. Solar can just basically just even sack this hatchery and not worry about it. All he needs to do is just hold off this attack, which he looks like he will once these Banelings are morphed in. Those Lings across the map are still doing a little bit of damage there. And TY has been decimated in terms of the economy. And let's take a look at the income graph. As you can see, all red. That red spike as soon as all those SCVs and that counter attack was finished. And right now, TY is looking to be in a dangerous position, right? If he goes down, he is going to be down 4-2, and GG Solar will take game number 6 here in a very impressive game. Really great counterattack there. I think that counterattack just sealed the deal there for Solar. So well done indeed. All right, so that leaves Death Aura as our last and final map before the map reset. Of course, as I mentioned before, this is a best of 11, but all 11 maps will be played. $20 for each map win for these players, and yeah, so far, so they're doing pretty good. Racking up $80 so far. TY racking up $40 thus far. Just a reminder, guys, please, if you haven't done so yet, feel free to follow this channel. Get notified whenever we go live. We are hosting a lot of amazing high-level events onto this channel, and you definitely don't want to miss it. Every little bit of follow helps and counts. So yeah, feel free to drop us a follow if you haven't done so yet. Destined1 asking in the live chat, why 11? Aren't these normally 9? Well, this is a new event actually. Into the Alpha X Ultimate Battles. This is the first edition, so I guess this is a best of 11 going forward. I'm assuming they're going to keep the same format. Of course, there are some events that vary from I guess events from different events. Like there might be like a Into the Alpha X Weekly Trovo that changes up its format, or an Alpha X Series special event that changes its format from the previous events. But yeah, it seems like this event will be a best of 11. And here we go, being down 2-4. Gonna pull out some cheese here. Definitely does not want to go down 5-2. Wants to kind of make the series a bit closer. Try to get that third to win there. Yep. Sushi, I know. I've been telling everyone that all 11 maps will be played. So hopefully they know by now. But if you guys don't know or unfamiliar with the format, you can always type in exclamation bracket and exclamation B into the live chat. That shall bring up the Liquipedia page, and that'll have all the formats and prize pool explained and all that. Yeah, no problem. Anyhow, yeah, we're here in the 7th game, and it's going to be on Death Aura, and it looks like Solar is facing against a proxy here. This is going to be a late scout. He has yet to scout this, so let's see how well he holds on to this. Now, this is a long proxy area, so there's actually a long rally as well as no SCVs to build the bunker yet. And, ooh, nice little circumvent there, sending some of these Lings to kind of kill off the reinforcements. That's going to force the main Marine army here to go back to the proxy location. And so far, Solar doing pretty good. Again, this is not the best proxy location area, just because it's just so far from the natural that the rallies are just so far, and it allows Solar to kind of catch some of these reinforcements with some of these Lings. And now he is researching Ling speed, getting some decent amount of Lings to defend. And what is TY doing? He is starting to transition, recognizing that this proxy is not going to work out. He has turned into building a factory as well as a second command center here. We'll be starting to float his barracks back at home. Now we do see some Terran players actually float one of their barracks to the main base. And natural of the Zerg players just kind of use that as a scouting device. But TY looking like he is going to go ahead and try to float back both of his racks and start transitioning into some Marine production, as well as maybe some tech labs to get those upgrades like stim and combat shield. All right, Ling speed is done. Solar's going to be making his way across the map, and these lings are very vulnerable. He needs to... Oh no, you're going to get surrounded here. Oh boy, this is not great for TY. Oh my god, is he going to lift the depot? Okay, there we go. He's going to scare them back with these Hellions. Oh man, that looked a bit scary there. I didn't actually quite see the Hellions, so I mean, that could have definitely been very, very scary if those Hellions were not out on the field. But yeah, some nice save there though on the Marine with the medevac there. Solar gonna go ahead and throw down a spine car. Looks like it's gonna be used to help defend against any Hellbat potential push. And yeah, looks like we see an army. So I think that looked like is what TY is gonna try to go for. Now these racks has yet thrown down any tech lab or reactor, so we might see a just kind of a mech army coming out of TY. I wouldn't be surprised if he just went for a full-on mech, but it looks like he is going to try to put some pressure here out in the front. Now there are a couple of Hellions, but not quite a scary amount. The spine crawler is actually going to go ahead and start positioning. Not a lot of queens though here to defend. Oh, it looks like another queen just popped out. Oh, that is nice. Getting that Liberated Siege up at the same time while this attack is commencing. Distracting Solar there. Getting some extra worker kills. Oh, it looks like there was a little bit of a counterattack. They get 9 SCVs. Sorry I missed that. But this Liberator is still being annoying here. Will finally clean that up. But at the same time, Hellion drop going into the main base there, getting 6 worker kills. And this is just like such a scrappy game by both players. Just both players trying to go back and forth with these run-bys and drops and attacks. I mean, this game started off pretty off the bat, but as this game continues, it's still a bit chaotic. Both these players are finally going to go ahead and start stabilizing, it seems. Alright, let's see. Let's take a look at the units lost tab here. Alright. I guess somewhat even. A little bit more minerals lost here for the Berserk player, but some gas lost by the Terran player himself. But I'm looking at the worker count, and Solar has just been macroing like a madman. 64 to 40 workers there. He's just so good at droning. My goodness. Even in the previous games where he suffered like 10 drone losses, 15 drone losses, he just kept, keeping his worker lead by just droning like crazy. I gotta say, it's pretty impressive. Alright, looks like TY is making his way across the map. Centrifugal hooks is about to be done. He definitely wants to probably buy some time before attacking. To make sure those banelings have speed, because it's going to be definitely helpful during this engagement. Alright, looks like he's just going to forfeit it and just go for it. Alright, Centrifugal is just finished there. All the tanks has been cleaned up. Some nice amount of banelings left over. Should be enough to hold off and keep TY back here. He's gonna go ahead and feel confident enough to actually just fly across with the Mutalisk. Nope, he just thinks twice about it. Retreats back home. And to be honest, I think he can actually go across the map with these Mutalisks. I mean, there's not a lot of army here, although he doesn't quite know for himself, because he's kind of in the dark. As the caster here, we do have the bird's eye view, so we see that there are no reinforcements. There's no tanks in the back. But Solar, he does not know this, so he just wants to be a little bit extra safe, keep his Mulus back at home, and then by the time he feels confident enough, he just flies his Mulus to the other side. But TY does have those turrets up and running, so he shouldn't be suffering any economic damage from these Mulus, at least not any significant amount. Alright, let's take a look at the income graph here. All red, it seems. There's some hikes there for TY, but I'm guessing those are from the mules that's being dropped. But like I said, Solar just droned up like crazy in the beginning, and it's kind of showing right now. All the incomes are heavily favoring Solar in the time being. Let's take a look at the army graph here as well. Looks like, yeah, Solar is also pulling ahead on the army size. So Solar, I think he's doing pretty well. He's in great shape. Remember, he is in the lead with the 4-2 lead. So he doesn't quite really need to win this game. But if he does win this game, then he is going to jump up his lead at 2-5. And that's going to be an additional $20 in his pocket. So let's see if TY can manage to pull this game back. Alright, looks like Solar cleaning up the rocks here into the middle, creating a new avenue to his opponent's base. Some more pathways. Now, sometimes that could be a double-edged sword, but because he's so far ahead, I would say that's a pretty good decision there. That allows him to kind of move his army back and forth a bit easier. Oh, it looks like Solar is going to go ahead and be proactive with the Mulus. Start getting on top of the production tab. Doesn't quite clean up the barracks, but at least gets an add-on here and there. So you definitely want to be active with those Mulus. You don't want them just sitting around doing nothing. All right, looks like Solar is preparing for this attack here. He probably should stay back. I mean, does not want to fight off of creep there. Oh, looks like we had a medevac marine or widow mine drop here. Does get 11 drones. Not too bad. But it seems like we're heading into what could potentially be a long macro game. It seems like TY is kind of getting his foot under his knees here. He's got the 4th base established. It seems like he's going to probably get a 5th base very, very soon. Trying to keep up the pressure by cleaning out these creep tumors. But he's got to be careful not to overextend. Alright, looks like we have kind of a standstill here by both players. Not quite committing here. Oh, maybe I spoke too soon. There is going to be a skirmish here onto the left side. Not the best widow mine connection, but there should be more than enough banelings to clean it up. And looks like Solar. Yeah, Solar definitely does not want TY to start expanding like crazy. He needs to make sure not to let him just kind of expand freely and kind of shut this down, because yeah, he's been ahead, but you don't want to get to a point where TY gets a really nice fight and all of a sudden the tables have turned and Solar just throws his lead. I mean, he does have a decent bank, but not quite a huge bank for him to just throw his units and get some very inefficient fight. TY is making moves right here, and all of a sudden the overall supply is the gap is closing in. Solar does clear out the left side attack. Still has his right side attack to contend with, but yeah, with only just Bayou units, very few Widow Mines, no Thors or anything, Solar doing pretty well to clean this up. There's even the Ultralisk mixed in here. And a GG TY is once again gonna fall down to Solar. Remember guys, TY is number 1 in the rankings in the EPT. And Solar is number 12, and Solar is making this series look like it's the other way around. It looks like Solar is the one that's number 1 or ranked number 1, but Solar just doing a really great job. Now, Solar is one of those players where you wouldn't consider him like the best Zerg out there. Maybe like tier 2 below like Rogue and Dark. And then, of course, in the EU side, Cero and Raynor. But Solar is very, very capable of taking off games and series from, you know, tier 1, level 1 players. So I'm not surprised that Solar, I mean, he's played so many events, so much experience under his belt, that in series like this, especially long series, he has plenty of experience and very intelligent player. And now he is ahead 5-2. Pretty convincing dominant position to be in. So we'll see if TY can kind of bounce back here. Of course, the map has reset. So that means that all maps are available to play. And let me go ahead and just update the scoreboard here before we pull up the overlay. All right, there we go. All right, spawning at the bottom right side of the map is the blue Terran player. Playing for Afrika Freaks. Not doing quite as well. Hopefully he can turn this series around. It is TY. And spawning here at the top left corner of the map. Yes, the red Zerg player playing for Kai Z Gaming. Give it up for Solar. And what do we have here? Submarine LE. Pretty short map. It does favor kind of cheeses here. Opening early cheese and early pressure. And that's exactly what Solar is going for. Now, this is not... I don't think this is all in because he doesn't have any gas to go behind this. But it does help him, you know, kind of fend off any 2 racks cheeses by TY. But also, if TY doesn't go for any, you know, proxy racks, he can definitely just send the lings across the map and either delay the CC that's building on the low ground or catch any Marines that are out there trying to hunt overlords. But smartly, TY is sending an early SCV, so he's going to be able to keep his Reaper back at home and make sure these lings do not go across the map to deny him or to delay his CC that's building on the low ground. Alright, so we've seen a couple of games here where TY went for the Hellbat timing push. Let's see if he does that once again. I mean, it hasn't really been working out quite well for him. I don't feel like those Hellbat timing push has really done significant damage for TY. You might want to go ahead and change it up. Maybe you should go back to the Banshees now. Because this map is short, the Banshees are going to be able to fly to Solar's bases a lot quicker. And as we saw in the last time they played on this map, TY was able to get 12 drones, or actually I think it was 13 drones actually, with 1 Banshee. Now imagine if there was like 2 Banshees. That would have definitely snowballed. So far we do see the starport out here, but no tech lab being thrown down on the factory. So yeah, I don't think this is going to be a Banshee. It looks like it's going to be a medevac drop. Now this is the same build here, it seems like, from the first game of this series, where TY on Pillars of Gold was able to drop the 4 Marine and 1 Widow Mine, and was able to get 8 drones off the bat, and then kind of follow it up with a Hellbat drop with the medevac and get additional drones, additional 7 drones for a total of 15 to open up that game. So let's see if we can get equal amount of drone kills this time around, or at least somewhat the similar amount. Now this Overlord does spot the medevac move out, so Solar, he's gonna have his spidey senses tingling. He's gonna be able to start positioning his queens and lings into place. Make sure he doesn't suffer the same amount of damage he did in the first game. All right, really nicely done there. These Hellions are trying to find some drone kills here on the third. Ooh, that Ling surround does catch one of the Hellions. So far, much better hold here for Solar. Solar is just playing so well right now. I mean, he's playing so confidently with a 5-2 lead. I don't blame him. TY just seems to not be able to kind of keep up with Solar as this series has progressed. Right now, things are not looking quite well for him. As you can see, more drones being produced on the production tab for Solar. So Solar is suffering very little damage. Gonna get more ahead in terms of the worker count, in terms of the economy. It's gonna be up to Solar. Excuse me. It's gonna be up to TY to kind of maneuver his army around and trying to get some multi-prong attack to start crawling himself back out of this hole here. Alright, Liberator gonna go ahead and start sieging up here on to the second base, but as you can see, Spore Callers are ready there to greet it. Unfortunately for TY, things just not quite working out for him. Solar definitely has his hands on this game, and it's basically kind of Solar's game to lose from this point forward. Now, he isn't quite like significantly ahead in terms of their worker count, but I mean, he does have the centrifugal hooks that is about to pop out or to finish. He can very well just go across the map. You can see in the army supply, he is like way ahead. So there is a very good possibility that Solar could just outright kill him with this big attack. Maybe he wants to wait for +1 melee and +1 armor, but I mean, right now he is definitely looking to put some hurt on TY, and I don't blame him. There's really not a lot. There's only one siege tank here to greet him, and I'm afraid this might be it. Hellion is trying to come back to defend, but there are Lings and Banelings all across each of the bases, and oh no, these SCVs gonna meet their doom against these Banelings. Oh man. More swarm units coming across the map, streaming across the map. Solar looking to potentially just kill TY outright. Now, Solar, he's got to be careful not to just overextend and just start carelessly losing his army. He's got to, I mean, he did enough damage. He doesn't need to do any damage. I mean, when he's ahead, he should just get more ahead. Just sit back, tech up, drone up more, get more bases, start to creep. He doesn't want to just throw his units just because he's ahead, and that's exactly what he's doing smartly, of course. Maybe you want to go ahead and start taking the time to just kill the rocks, actually. Freeing up the rocks, that could also help further up any future engagements. But he does spot the medevac drop here, so he's going to have to contend with this first. Now, we did see on Romanticide, I believe it was Romanticide, Solar did go for that Hydralisk then. We haven't seen any Hydralisk throughout this whole series, very, very interestingly enough. I'm surprised because Hydralisk and Lurker Tech has been such like the meta in Zerg versus Terran. So for him to kind of get this nice little lead here, 5-2, without going for Hydralisk and Lurker Tech, is pretty comforting for him. I'm sure. And now TY is gonna have to defend against a Hydralisk and Lurker Tech. So let's see if he has an answer for that. In the meantime, though, TY going for a push here onto this top side base. At the same time, there is a ongoing medevac drop. Seems like that's not gonna do too much damage. But Hydralisk and Morlings on the production tab. Alright, more reinforcement popping out for Solar. TY trying to still push ahead though, but no more tanks left over for him to keep up the momentum of this push. And Solar gonna go ahead and get this around here. Clean up. Oh my god, actually these Marines actually surviving pretty long considering the fact, but remember Solar is on 2-2 upgrade versus looks like +2 weapons just finished and also +1 armor for TY. I think with the rest of these reinforcements though, I think Solar should be able to hang on here. Now this is a pretty scary time of period for Solar. He is trying to tech into Ultralisk, or not Ultralisk, to Lurkers, so he is a little bit behind in terms of the army count. But knowing that he was able to kind of defend that, now TY is kind of sitting back here trying to establish his fourth base. I think Solar is gonna be able to start compositing his army composition that he wants to. You know, that deadly Ling, Baneling, Lurker, Hydralisk army composition. And what really does TY have to deal with that? It only has Lings, only has Marines and Marauders and Medevacs. Not the best army composition to deal with what Solar is going for, right? I feel like in maybe a minute or two, it's gonna get very, very ugly here for the Blue Terran. It's gonna be up to him to kind of keep the fights on the Zerg side of the base instead of Zerg going to his side of the base and start sieging up with those Lurkers. Alright, here we go. Lurkers moving forward here. All the Liberators getting cleaned up in the front. There's actually one last Liberator does go fall down. And the rest of TY's army just get obliterated. All these Lurkers still alive. More reinforcement. All the reinforcement that came from the left side coming to the right side to greet TY. And GG Solar once again taking another game off of TY and will go up at 6-2 here. My goodness. Solar, how are you so good? All right, so we're heading into the next game here on game number 9, it seems. Yeah, game number 9 is going to be on, let's see here, what's this map? Oh, it's actually loading here. Oh, I think it's Oxide. But yeah, anyhow, Solar is just playing so well against TY right now. Now, I'm not sure if TY is kind of saving his builds here. Maybe that's why. But definitely Solar is putting up some nice games on his end. All right, size matter in the live chat asking or saying, if TY reverse sweep, my jaw is gonna drop. Yeah, I mean, you're down 2-6. If you can reverse sweep, or actually, no, actually, the best you can do is get up to 5 wins, because Solar, is the best of there's 11 games, so Solar has already kind of won the majority with the 6th win, but TY can definitely, at least get to 5 wins, make it at least a close series. Yeah, as Sushi says in the chat, we do have the DRG versus time match that's starting right now as well. So you might want to open up both streams here. Keep the stream open as well as open the other stream for the DY versus DRG versus time Alpha Pro Series match. Again, that's going to be casted by Grizzly, our lovely caster Grizzly. So make sure you send her some love. All right, looks like it will be on Oxide LE here. Let me go ahead and update the scoreboard. 6-2, and here we go, spawning here at the bottom left corner of the map. Playing for Afrika Freaks. Looking to change the momentum, start adding those wins. Can he do it? It is TY. And spawning here at the top right, we have our red Zerg player playing for Kaizi Gaming. Make some noise for Solar. So you have to ask, what can TY possibly do? I mean, he went for the cheese, didn't work out. He went for the super macro game with the early CC, that didn't work out. It's a little bit heartbreaking. You gotta start wondering, what exactly can I do against Solar to start winning these games? All these play styles just not working out for him. I wouldn't mind if TY actually went for another proxy. Maybe go for a more closer proxy in another game here. The remaining games that we have left. I think that's still a possibility, but at the very least, it looks like both players are going to open up pretty standard on this game number 9, and definitely I think this map is going to be a bit better here for TY. Although I think Submarine is actually a pretty decent map for Terran as well, so maybe I'll take that back. But oh, do we get another denial here? Oh, just barely. Oh, nice little block there. Oh man, that's some nice Jedi mind trick there. Kind of faking him leaving with the Reaper. Alright, looks like TY going for the third CC once again. This time around, he is going to open up 1-1-1 still. Now, Now, the last time they played on Oxide, CY did go for the 4 medevac, the 4 Hellion medevac drop. Was able to only get 4 drones there, as he there was one link that just caught a glimpse of the medevac. Now, this time around, though, there seems to be an Overlord here, parked on the right side. Already is starting off pretty well for Solar, because remember, he didn't even have an Overlord parked there the last time around, and was still able to suffer, minimal losses. This time around, he's got his gear up and running. He's got his radar up and running. Make sure he does not lose any drones to a 4 Hellion drop here. Sir Stabila in the chat saying, who's better, DRG or Solar? Yeah, I gotta agree with Size Matter. I think DRG. DRG has, first of all, he's gotten better results over the past year. And I mean, he did go for, I think he finished like top 4 in GSL Code S like twice, and then like I think the other time he finished in top 8 or something like that. So yeah, I think DRG is overall better than Solar, and plus also just history, the accomplishments, the overall life achievements of DRG is better compared to Solar. But anyhow, Solar going for a Roach Ravager push, but is this fully committed? I feel like this is only just a fake out. It's just a forcing TY to overreact here. Yeah, he's just droning up like crazy right now. This is not an all-in here. It's just kind of to trick TY into making overcommitting on the defense. But TY knows better, and will be making his Hellions across the map, and all the Hellions or all the Roaches and Ravagers are in the middle of the map. So these Hellions can actually get some nice decent damage done. The Ravagers finally catch back up and gets to the dirt base here, but a lot of links going down in the meantime. Alright, Solar this time around going back to the Ling Baneling Meterless composition. Remember, he went for Lurkers and Hydralisk the last game around. But this time around, going back to kind of the initial kind of playstyle he did in the beginning of the series. Let's see if TY has better luck this time around, though. I mean, right now, things are just not quite looking up for TY. It seems like Solar has an answer for everything that TY is throwing at him. And I gotta say, Solar's defensive plays has been pretty decent against TY. By the way, thank you everyone who has both streams up and running. Appreciate the support. But yeah, we're in our 9th game so here, so I'm thinking like this might end before the other series ends, but it depends on how these games goes, of course. Alright, this pack of Marines gonna find something. Doesn't really find anything to kill though. Solar placing his army in the correct position, and now Meterlists are out, which means these drops are getting shut down one by one. TY is definitely gonna have to think twice before doing another drop. If he is gonna do another drop, he's gonna probably have to drop like 3 or 4 medevacs But right now, he is the one behind in the army supply, so he doesn't have enough to just kind of throw away. So he's got to be careful. He's still got those mutalisks to contend with. Now, this hasn't reached a number of mutalisks that is optimal, where it gets like crazy scary, where, you know, they can just fly in and just automatically kill a turret. But if Solar does start committing more mutalisks production, it could definitely reach to that point. At the very least, these mutalisks are going to be able to kind of fly around back and forth, maybe possibly get on top of the production, but they're mainly just kind of zoning out and making sure that he doesn't get dropped anywhere. You can see on the kind of the mini map, like Solar has all his overlords parked on the outskirts, on the sides, to make sure that doesn't happen. The creep in the middle is getting further and further. It has reached into the middle of the map, and slowly but surely will reach on TY's side of the base. Alright, nice little flank here for Solar, coming from two sides. All the tanks gets cleaned out, and all that is left are Marines. A lot of banelings left over too, so Solar just keeping the armies, you know, down, making sure TY does not max out. I'm sure TY wants a kind of a maxed out army, a 200 versus 200 army, and try to get a really great engagement to kind of turn this momentum from Solar around. But Solar is having none of that. He's going to go ahead and dive on in here, pushing the blue Terran all the way back home to the planetary. And oh boy, these are banelings rolling into the mineral line, getting on top of everything. And this planetary is definitely going to go down. Definitely? Never mind. He just barely saves it. I think he could have just drawn the corrosive bow to kind of clean it up, but nice save there. A clutch save by TY, and all in all, you know, it looked like it could have been, it definitely could have been worse. I mean, only losing 8 SCVs during that attack. He's still quite behind. I mean, Solar is up to 90 workers. It's just pretty crazy, but I mean, TY is still at 74, which is not too shabby. He does, you know, save a lot of his units, and now he does have, you know, the 4th base still up and alive. I mean, Solar, he might be clenching his teeth right now. He does not want to get overconfident here. TY is such a strong player that even if you're a little ahead, you still got to be concerned and not let up. Oh boy. Suddenly, this game, which looks like Solar's game to lose, looks like a pretty tied game here. In fact, TY has a nice army supply lead. Can he micro though? He does have only half of his army onto the left side actually, so this is just only half. Gonna go ahead and try to shut down this hatchery here, but the rest of the army is moving towards to the left side to clear this up. Does finally clean it up, but at what cost? All of a sudden, Solar playing a little bit defensively. More banelings on the production tab, Ultralisk on the production as well, but TY might want to just hold off of this attack before 3-3 happens. 3-3 is so close to finishing, but Solar is going to go ahead and just roll in with these banelings. Can he clear up the rest? Yep, it looks like he just barely clears up the rest actually. So nice a little cleanup there. The creep does recess by quite a bit though on the right side, at least here, this area. But boy, those Ultralisks, those beefy Ultralisks are out now. Solar making some corruptors, actually not sticking with these Mutalisks. Gonna go ahead and try to clear out any Liberators and Medevacs with these Corruptors. Of course, Corruptors does have a bit more firepower compared to Mulus. Mulus, of course, had the splash damage, but Corruptors does have more outright attack damage. So, and really, you know, the only way to counter Ultralisk is either Ghosts or Marauders or Liberators. So, ensuring, you know, with the Corruptors that he doesn't. Ensuring with those Corruptors that the Liberators just goes down really quickly. All right, so a bunch of little skirmishes and battles happening across the map as TY is trying to, you know, drop here and there to the left and right, but Solar is just doing such a nice job defending and really hasn't lost that too much to these attacks. Still hanging around at 76 workers. He does lose a hatchery though onto the left, the top left side base, so gotta start remaking that. TY doing a really nice job trying to crawl himself back, but these Ultras are still out and about. More Ultralisks on the production tab, more Lings on the production tab, and here we go. TY is gonna have to micro his heart out. A lot of these Banelings, oh actually more Banelings coming in. Oh, he's microing back. Nice little split there. But those Lings are still ravaging the SCV line. A lot of these Ultralisks actually gets cleaned up, so nicely done there. And also these Medevacs are so low in life, but they're still surviving. They're still hanging on. And TY manages to hold on, but at what cost? 20 SCVs going down. Now, that's not as quite as damaging, only because he does have a lot of orbitals out in the map. So with those meals, you know, he's not too far behind. Let's take a look at the income graph. It's still favoring Solar. He still has a 20 worker supply lead, but with those meals, he should at least keep the Tavern a little bit close. And here we go. This is as I look at this, it's kind of a puny army, I gotta say. Yeah, just not quite. There's no buffer here. A lot of these Ghosts and Marines are very, very fragile units, so not the best army there, but does get a Wintermine drop off and does get 7 drone kills. But at this stage, at this point, 16 minutes of the game, that's not really too damaging. That doesn't really hurt a lot. Maybe that's a little bit of a tickle there. Alright, once again, TY pushing forward here. Solar is going to go ahead and greet him. A lot of these Ghosts going to go ahead and snipe all these Ultralisks. And he just doesn't have any firepower. TY, with these Ghosts, manages to clean up Solar. Wow. What a game. What a game. And TY is going to finally break the momentum of Solar and get his third win here. So, gonna head into game number 10 here with a 1-game win streak. Of course, Solar does have 6 wins still, so let's see if TY can make it as close as possible. Jagannatha will be our next map. And as I look back, I think TY, because he had more bases still, especially since Solar wasn't able to kill that other base into the south side on the 6 o'clock base right there. He kind of basically just hanged on just enough as remember, Solar was kind of running down in terms of bases. His hatchery on the top left got sniped down, so yeah, Solar had some good amount of drones, but what good is it if those drones don't have any bases to mine off them? So I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed by TY turning that game around, because it did not look favorable. Easy Phil in the chat saying $20 per map is a nice incentive, and yeah, I gotta agree. So, even if you're like down by 6-2, you still have some incentive to try hard, to try to at least get as much money as possible. Let me go ahead and update the score here. 6-3. All right. Just gonna go ahead and get a little bit of a drink before we get into this 10th game. Okay, let's get this started. Here, spawning at the bottom left map, bottom left side of the map is the blue Terran player fighting for Freak of Freaks and hailing from Korea. Make some noise for TY. And spawning here at the top right corner of the map is the red Zerg player playing for Kai Z Gaming. Give it up for Solar. Alright, so even though TY did win that last game, I feel like Solar didn't play too bad. I feel like Solar did have his was kind of ahead in that game until the end. TY was just like struggling, just kind of barely hung on, you know, after battle, and was just finally able to close it out in the end. But Solar, he didn't play too bad. So even though TY did win that game, I feel like Solar is still, I mean, he still got some decent, good momentum here. Sir Stabila in the live chat saying, well, TY was ahead. TY was ahead after holding the early pressure. That was kind of a bad investment by Solar. Yeah, you know, the thing about Ultralisk though is that it could be a very hit or miss. It could kind of like straight out win you out the game because they're so beefy. But at the same time, they're, you know, once the Terran player has like the counter to them, it gets like difficult to make Ultralisk work, especially if you can kind of create your buildings in a way where it gets tough for those Ultralisks to kind of get on top of your army, right? I mean, maybe in a wide open area, the Ultralisks are good, or even in combination with Infestor's Fungo, they're really good. But things like Ghost, things like Marauder Micro, they're able to kind of really handle the Ultralisks with no problem. And that's the thing about Ultralisks, it's a risky investment sometimes. Alright, we do see Solar taking the, I guess the dirt base, next to the main base area. Of course, this map does have both potential bases. So, always interesting to see which base the Zerg player goes for. Now, this is going to be a little bit harder for him to deal with drops, because they could just like drop it to the main base, fly into the dirt base, and it can get a little bit annoying, but I mean, seeing that Solar has been playing pretty well defensively, I expect he shouldn't have too much trouble with that. Sir Stabla saying, yeah, the Roach Ravager push put Solar a bit behind, so Ultralisk didn't really pan out when TY had plenty of Ghost Marine and Marauders. Yeah, that Roach Ravager push wasn't super committed, and it didn't really do too much damage, so it was kind of a little bit of a wash, I feel like. But certainly he didn't get too much damage done with those Roach and Ravagers, and TY was able to get the Ghost out in time to deal with those Ultralisks. Anyhow, TY gonna go ahead and dive on here with these 4 Hellions. Look at how red life these Hellions are. I'm gonna go ahead and probably get back home and repair them. Alright, so the layer is about to be done. I'm very interested to see what unit composition, what tech tree Solar goes for. We've seen him go for Roaches and Ravagers. We've seen him go for Ling, Baneling, and Mulus. We've seen him go for Hydras and Lurkers. What is the tech of choice he's going to go for this game around? We do see the Roach Warren being out and about researching Roach Speed as well. So it looks like he's going to stick with a Roach Ling Ravagers for the time being. Of course, we do see him later on possibly mixing it up with Mutalisk to help deal with those drops. But for the meantime, we'll be researching +1 range as well as +1 armor. So yeah, it looks like he is going to stick with Roaches, at least for the time being, for sure. Alright, I love that TY is starting to wall this this side of the map off. That's going to go ahead and protect against any Ling run by or any Baneling run by. Alright, some nice creep clear out here. With these queens, gonna go ahead and quickly reestablish it. You might want to go ahead and start killing these rocks though. These rocks can potentially be problematic if TY attacks this right side base, but I don't even know. Wait, did he even scout that base? Let me go ahead and just double check here. Nope, he does not scout this base. Usually the Zerg player will just kind of expand there. Actually, TY has a Viking park there. Okay, I guess that's why the Zerg player did expand towards the right side. Didn't want to deal with the Viking. Alright, here we go. A nice little concave here by Solar. These Ravagers are going to deal so well with TY's army, and oh boy, Solar is going to go ahead and roach this up. He could potentially just clean out this game here. These tanks are very clumped up together. One corrosive bow can get on top of these army, and here we go. Gonna go ahead and dive under here. SCV's being pulled here. There's so much roaches on the ground. One corrosive bow goes off and kills the tank. More roaches being made in the production tab. Solar just morphing those weakened roaches into Ravagers, replenishing them and replenishing their life. I like that. Alright, TY feeling confident enough that he has enough Marines and actually cleans up a lot of these Ravagers, but these left side tank are exposed to the reinforcing roaches, and that is going to allow Solar to clean up the rest of the tank. Going to be only left with Marines here for the time being, and these roaches are going to do pretty well against what TY has. Oh man, this is a pretty intense moment here. A really tight game. Let's see if Solar is able to clean up the rest of the army. There's still a lot of Marines here. SCV is being pulled, and TY does it. He holds on against what Solar, against the Roach Ravager push of Solar. And GG. TY takes game number 10. And here we go. This is going to be game 11. The last map. The last chance for them to pick up the last $20. Let's see who will win this last game. It's going to be on Lightshade LE. So a nice little map to end on. Always great to see Lightshade. It is a pretty map. Well lit. And by the way, thank you guys for staying tuned in with us. It has been a long 10 games, but we're about to end it with this decisive 11th game. Of course, Solar has 6 wins, but TY making a nice little kind of win streak, winning the past 2 games. Closes it out at 6-4. Let's see if he can make it 6-5 by the end. But here we go. Let's go ahead and update the scoreboard. 6-4, and here we go. Lightshade LE spawning at the bottom right side of the map. It is the blue Terran player hailing from Korea and playing for the team of Afrika Freaks. Give it up for TY. And playing for the team of KaiZ Gaming. He's the red Zerg player. Make some noise for Solar. Alright, it has been a long 11 games for both these players. Let's see how they end up with this last game. Looks like Solar just making sure. Oh wait. Okay, yeah, he's just making sure there are no shenanigans for this last game. Being a little bit extra careful. Size Matter asking what happened to the other stream. I don't know. I actually don't have the other stream open. I only have the StarCraft 2 game screen and then also the OBS Studio screen on the other side. So hopefully there's no too much trouble on the other end on the Alpha Pro Series game. Sir Stabila asking proxy hatch. Yeah, I was thinking like maybe he's gonna go for the proxy hatch, but looks like he just went out for a kind of a little bit of a scout. Make sure there's no proxy barracks out here. So yeah, it looks like we have ourselves a normal opening here on this last game. Now, Lightshade LE is a map where it is kind of similar to Submarine in that it is a pretty close map. So we might see Solar go for the Roach Ravager push. A Roach Ravager push and actually stick with it, like get more committed, but we shall see. It looks like so far there are no Roach Warren, no quick Roach Warren. So I expect that there's going to be a very normal game here. Their base just got put down here on the bottom. On the other side though, TY going for a macro CC here pretty early before the starport is even planted down. So gonna see how ourselves a macro game to end this last map here. And what better way to end up a series, right? Alright, looks like we have our tech lab here on the barracks here. That's kind of a good indicator that there is going to be a Banshee play. So far, no scout by that Overlord. Actually going to go ahead and make a Viking before switching off that starport. Or maybe he even's going to keep that barracks. But yeah, he is going to actually keep that barracks. Going to go ahead and just use it for stim research. So I mean, this 1-1-1 build is very diverse. It can kind of head into very different pathways. So kind of a very versatile build. Alright, so Solar gonna be sending his links out. Gonna see what is up with TY. Make sure that there are no drops going pushing out there. But both players are just content with just macroing up. Yeah, there's a little bit of harass here and there, but it's only 2 Hellions and Reaper, so not too damaging. And this Viking is gonna actually get that last that one Overlord. Nice little pickup there. Oh, actually might get 2 Overlords. Oh boy, these Overlords are just dropping down like flies. Alright, both players is macroing up. I don't expect anything too crazy to happen within the next minute or two. Both players are just establishing the dirt bases, droning up. Let's take a look at the income graph here. Looks like Solar once again just droning up like crazy. Although there were some moments where TY did get the income advantage there. So pretty even, it kind of evens out a little bit. Also, let's take a look at the units lost. Yeah, nothing too crazy has happened in the early game, so not a lot of units lost. Although 3 Overlords being lost in this early stage is kind of very unusual. You don't usually see that many Overlords going down. But again, that's with the early Viking opening, and that is one of the kind of the openings where I feel like it was Pope. Back in the day, that really kind of was the one that really initiated this one Viking opening to kill out the Overlords. Of course, if you don't remember Pope, he was a really great player back in especially in the Heart of the Swarm days. Was able to win a couple of WCS tournament. And the idea was to kind of get the Overlord to kill all the Overlords on the outskirts so that he can kind of go for the medevac drop. I think he was, back in the day, the 2 medevac marine drop was so frequent and so strong that Poe kind of used that Viking to make sure that the Terran player didn't know where he was dropping those marines at. So yeah, kind of utilizing the Viking in that way. But anyhow, we do see an attack here coming out of TY, and once again abusing the clip area. And oh boy, a huge Ling counterattack, and there's not a lot here to defend against. There's so many SCVs going down at the same time. Oh my god. This medevac though is holding a little bit strong, but all the SCV does eventually go down. However, did he sacrifice too many Lings during that counterattack? He's gotta desperately hold on to this base here to make that counterattack worth it. Oh man, TY got a almost 20 army supply lead. It's gonna get a little bit scary. It's gonna really come down to these banelings and connections, and if he can get on top of these tanks. And oh boy, with the queens in the back, does clean out the majority of this army. So yeah, I think with the rest of the reinforcement, I think potentially TY is going to be able to, or Solar is going to potentially be able to clean this up. Maybe, oh no, throwing a lot of his army away before these banelings morphs in. Oh boy, now it's getting a little bit dangerous. This hatchery does go down. Now we got ourselves a 3-base Zerg player versus a 3-base Terran player. So even though, TY lost a lot of drones, or not a lot of drones, a lot of SCVs, I think with this push, TY has certainly made a game out of this, and I would actually contend that he is ahead, slightly ahead here, especially since Zerg does not have a 4th base that's being mined right now. TY can just basically keep up the pressure here. He's cleaned out a lot of the creep onto the right side, or the top side. So I wouldn't be surprised if he just went and flew into the main base here. But he is going to go ahead and just stick around and clean up any creep tumor. And oh, nice little tank siege positioning. Get some nice pot shots. At the same time, another drop here onto the left side. Really smart double prong attack. Kind of pulling Solar left and right. And he's going to have to force the cancel there. Nice job by TY. Basically, kind of containing Solar in only into 3 bases, and as long as he keeps Solar into 3 bases, he can, you know, start making up all those SCVs that he's lost. And you can already see that workers are almost evened up here already. All right, remember guys, TY was down 6-2 or 2-6, however you like to order that, but he might actually potentially bring it back to at least 5-6, making it a close series. Again, $20, this last $20 is on the line, so I'm sure TY wants to close it out with a win. Things are certainly looking up for him though. The Solar, he has a decent amount of Ultralists actually, and there's not a lot of Marauders, I gotta say. There are some tanks which can do pretty well against like the Ling and Banelings with the splash damage, but with no Ghost and not a lot of Marauders, he's got to be careful. And as you can see, a lot of these Ultralists taking a lot of damage. Now, TY still ahead though in the overall supply and the army supply, but Solar does have the better value units in those Ultralists. Yeah, it does have better army composition. So TY is definitely going to have to start mixing in those Marauders. As you can see, Marauders being in the production tab, throwing down that Ghost Academy. The Ghost Academy is going to open up the doors to make those ghosts for those snipes. But Solar is going to be able to give him enough time to even tech up to Ghost. Nope, it looks like Solar is looking to end things here, potentially. Now, the layout of the buildings are a little bit awkward, but he does make it through. There is an opening here into the natural. Oh boy. TY trying to micro on both ends, at both fronts. As you can see, Queens waddling their way across the map. And is Solar gonna go ahead and bring this back? It seems like it. TY has no answer for these Ultralists. And the third base is getting ravaged here. 30 SCVs going down. And Ultralists are gonna probably be the game changer here. It was looking so well for TY, but all of a sudden, Solar, I mean, it has been all game, all night long, just playing so well. And I think Solar has this. It's going to be a matter of time. I mean, he's still probably going to just chill back a bit because it's kind of hard to walk those Ultralists up the ramp area, up the Terran. So, but as long as he kind of keeps the bases down low for the Terran, he should be fine. I mean, he is expanding himself like crazy, expanding to the 12 o'clock, expanded towards the bottom left as well. TY is going to go ahead and try to find some damage here, try to cancel one of these hatcheries, or at least kill one of these hatcheries. Does have a good amount of Marauders, but those are a lot of Lings as well. So even though he has got the Marauders for those Ultralists, there are a lot of Lings and Banelings here, and even some Corruptors and Vipers added on to this. So as the game goes on, it's going to get a little bit tougher, even more tougher for TY to make this bio play work. Now, one good thing about bio play is that it is pretty mobile, so he is going to go ahead and be able to take out that hatchery. But I mean, Solar has more than enough hatcheries to make up for it. I mean, he is on 5 bases versus the 3 bases or 4 bases currently of TY, so he's still doing pretty good. The problem is the army of TY is going to be hard pressed to deal with what Solar has, and Solar, with these Corruptors, gonna go ahead and start shooting away at these Medivacs. TY is gonna micro his Marines and Marauders to try to kite these Ultralists, which is again one of the bad things about going for Ultralists is if you don't have any infestors to fungal growth that Battle Army, those Battle Army can kind of kite for days unless you can get a Lynx around of some sort. Man, it's I gotta say, it's still a pretty close game. I mean, TY is hanging on. He's got better quantity in terms of army, but Solar has better quality. So it's going to be a little bit of a clash to see who pulls ahead and who can potentially win this game. At the same time, though, Solar is still mining pretty well. As you can see in the income graph, 68 workers was 49, so keeping up with the mining. But I think I just missed a. Did I just miss a Widowmine drop here somewhere? Yeah, I think I just missed a Widowmine drop. Let's get 6 drones. But again, he can afford to lose these drones because he's just so far ahead. And TY just got to keep up with the pressure, right? He does not want Solar to be attacking on his side, so he just want him to kind of defend over and over, and hopefully kind of dwindle the bases, the hatchery of Solar enough. But here we go. Looks like all these Ultralists going to go down to these Ghost Snipes. At the same time, there is a counterattack down below here, but we're going to go ahead and focus on this main fight. A nice split there, and all the Ultralists goes down. And TY micros his way to a 5th win.